It is Therapy Thursday, a segment we do every other week here on News 9 at 4, and it's also the first day of school for many.
Yeah, so we have Charles Jackson, a licensed therapist with Sunbeam Family Services, talking about back-to-school anxiety and what that looks like for kids out there going back to school.
Yeah, it seems like I wasn't here that long ago talking about end-of-the-year anxiety. And
Transitioning to summer.
Absolutely. Those transitions are hard. They're even hard for adults. And kids that have sensitivities to stress and anxiety, that transition from less structure and less routine back to school where there's all structure and lots of routine can be challenging for some.
Yeah. Okay, so what does it look like if you're trying to be on the lookout? Because you really do need to kind of clue in and watch your kids right now during this transitional time.
Absolutely. You know, jitters, back to school jitters are expected. A little bit of worry is expected, especially if you're starting school or going to middle school or starting a new school. But when it turns into, you know, sometimes physical symptoms that have no medical reason, headaches, stomach aches, or, you know, trouble getting out of the car, going into school or getting on the bus, that's when it's a little bit more than just normal what you'd expect.
So what can we do as parents to help our kiddos get more comfortable with going back to school?
Well, first thing is check yourself. You know, check your own stress and your own anxiety. Going back to school is also stressful for parents. Now they have to recreate the routines they had last year. They have maybe more activities. They have to help with homework. That's a challenge for some. And make sure you're not passing on that stress down to your kids. And then really just check in with your kids. Ask open-ended questions, see how they're feeling, listen. If they share with you some worries or some feelings, just listen to them and don't try to fix the problem. Let them tell you how they feel and let them get that out.
Do you think it's helpful or hurtful when you go into the school and say to their teacher, because it's different when they're in 3rd grade versus like 9th grade, like, tell someone, because I know that's in your notes.
Yeah.
Let someone know. Do you know what I'm saying? But there has to be a time where you maybe don't let them know, or?
No, I think it's good to let the teachers know or the school counselor know. They're a great resource. They can help create a routine maybe in the morning if your child's having trouble getting out of the car and getting into school. The teacher may not be able to be there to help walk them in, but maybe there's a buddy or some other school kid that can be there to help and create this routine.
You were saying earlier that you been talking with kids that they'll just say, I refuse to go to school.
Right.
And how would a parent kind of start that conversation if their child, said, I don't want to go to school today? Because I know that if it was my kids, I'd be like, yeah, we're going to school today. Like, we're not even having that conversation.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's not happening. You're going. So what do you do, though, in that situation? If it is a real thing, there's a real fear about going to school.
Yeah, when the anxiety or the normal jitters turn into school refusal, that's where you have some big challenges. And that's where you can reach out to your school counselor. They're a great resource for mental health professionals in your area that could help with that.
All right.
It takes a village.
It does.
It does. Charles, as always, we appreciate your expertise. If you'd like to learn about Sunbeam Family Services, you can visit their website. We have that info there for you on the screen, and we'll be back.